Apple has finally announced iOS 14 at their WWDC 2020 event, and this is probably the most excited I've been for a new iOS update in years. So in this video, I'm going to explain the top 10 features that you should care about. Now before we begin, I want to mention that every single iPhone that currently runs iOS 13 is able to run iOS 14. So congrats all of you iPhone 6s users, you're good for another year. And if you were wishing for new hardware at WWDC this year, you guys can find our new all over Apple product design t-shirt right below this video. Getting right into it, my number one favorite iOS 14 feature is App Clips. Basically, it allows you to use an app without having to download it, like for example, using an electric scooter or paying for a parking meter without having to download any app at all. So Apple will do this by allowing developers to make a 10 megabyte or smaller version of their app that covers a small portion of the app's capabilities, like making a payment. And the best part is that it uses both your Apple ID and Apple Pay. So you don't have to create a brand new account to use the app, and you don't have to put in your credit card info. It all happens automatically by authenticating with Touch ID or Face ID. App Clips will be able to be launched from the web, Maps, from within Messages, using an NFC tag or scanning Apple's own clip code, which is similar to a QR code, which is also supported. And if you decide to download the full app, you can find it in the new app library, which I'll talk about in just a minute. Now, my second favorite feature is the new redesigned Siri. The worst thing about Siri was that it took up the entire display, interrupting what you were doing, and that is finally gone. Now, a small Siri icon will show up at the bottom of the screen, which means apps will open up a lot quicker due to this change in the Siri engine. So when you ask Siri a question, like what the weather's gonna be like, the answer will pop up as a notification, no longer taking up the entire screen. Now my third favorite feature is the new Spotlight search redesign. This also now has a compact design, just like on macOS, and it's rebuilt from the ground up, so you can do everything from opening an app or finding a contact, or even searching for something within an app. But the feature I'm most excited for is being able to search for a website and being taken directly to the website instead of being taken to Google search first. So this will really help with productivity. And another feature that I was really waiting for is emoji search in Messages, and it looks like we're finally getting it. On to the fourth feature, we have some long-awaited changes to AirPods firmware. My number one biggest complaint about AirPods is that I could never get it to switch between my Mac and my iPhone when I wanted it to. And Apple has finally addressed this by releasing a new auto-switching feature which detects which device you're using, also auto-switching to your iPhone when you take a call. And if you have AirPods Pro, there's a new spatial audio feature coming soon, which is basically like virtual surround sound. But Apple is going all out, taking in sensor data from both your AirPods and the device you're listening on to make sure the sound field stays fixed in the same spot when you move your head, making it feel a whole lot more realistic. Now before we get into the fifth feature, I want to mention that we're also working on a top hidden iOS 14 features video as well, so make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss out on that. The fifth feature is picture-in-picture mode, which is finally coming to iOS 14. So now, when you're watching a video and you go back to the home screen, the video will keep playing and show up in pip mode. You can then move it around the screen, pinch to resize it, and switch between apps while watching the video. And if you don't want it to block the screen, you can swipe it off to the side and audio is still going to be playing. Now the big question is whether it's going to work within apps like YouTube, so we're going to be testing it out and we'll see very soon. My sixth favorite feature is customizable widgets. You can now, for the first time ever, take a widget and put it onto your home screen. And not only that, but you can resize it based on how much information you want it to show. So for example, if you're following Apple's stock price, you can have it show up on one of your home screen pages, or you can use a larger block to show even more stocks. And there's even a new Smart Stack widget, which you can customize to change based on the time of day and what you want it to show, which I think makes it perfect for your main home screen page. And as far as the home screen itself, Apple has finally added the app library, which automatically organizes apps into different categories, like games and productivity apps. And you can easily use the search tool to search for apps which are now organized in alphabetical order. And because of the new app library, which you can access by swiping all the way to the right, Apple will now allow you to hide certain home screen pages that you never use, making it a lot more simple and clean. The seventh feature has to do with privacy while using apps and browsing the web. The Sign In with Apple feature, which is very convenient, will now allow you to upgrade your current account for a certain website or app to the Sign In with Apple account, which is great for apps that you've already been using for a while. You also now have the option of sharing your approximate location with apps instead of your precise location, keeping it private while still giving apps enough information, like finding nearby movie theaters on Fandango. Another cool feature is a small icon in the status bar, which lets you know when an app is accessing your microphone or camera, just in case you happen to download a shady app. Apple is also requiring apps to ask you before they track you, which is huge for privacy. And they're also requiring them to provide a privacy policy, which shows exactly how they track and share your data before you download the app, so it's fully transparent. Now on to the eighth feature, there's new CarPlay updates and the new CarKey feature. CarPlay has been updated with new features like finally allowing you to change the wallpaper. But the big feature is that you'll soon be able to use your iPhone as your car key by using NFC. Basically, just walk up to your supported car and it'll unlock. And thanks to the U1 chip in your iPhone, you don't even have to take your iPhone out of your bag or your purse to drive. And the even better part is that you can share your car key with somebody else who has an iPhone, and you can either give limited or full access. Now, of course, it'll be a few years until a majority of new cars are going to support this, but it's nice to see that this new feature is finally seeing release. The ninth feature is the new Translate app, which can be used to translate text and play it in selected languages, so you can easily have a conversation with someone who speaks a different language. I'm personally excited for this because I used to have to go to Google, then search up Translate and set my desired languages before translating. But now it should work a lot better since you'll be able to use Siri to access the app and get an instant translation. And finally, my 10th favorite feature is the changes to group messages. You can now finally add an icon or photo for your group so it's easy to find. And Apple has added inline replies so people know when you're replying to them. And by far the best feature is the ability to mention someone's name in your reply. But what really makes this great is that you can mute notifications for the group, except for the ones that specifically mention your name, so you no longer have to deal with endless notifications. So there you guys have it. Those are my personal top 10 favorite iOS 14 features. Now, if you want to see our top hidden iOS 14 features video, which is coming very soon, go ahead and click the circle about to subscribe, and you can find our awesome Apple product pattern t-shirt right below this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.